I am, there's a girl that comes on here named Allison, and she was talking about Christian rap, which is one of my favorite hip hop in general is one of my favorite subjects that I could go on and on and on about. And she mentioned a guy named Bryson Gray. And so sometimes people tell me about Christian rap and they're like, you got to check out this guy. And the guy is absolutely crazy whack. And it's the worst. And the only thing that makes him a Christian rapper is that he is trying to rap and he says Jesus a couple times, but no flow, no bars, no nothing. So anyway, Allison said, check out this guy, Bryson Gray, and his music is really, really good. I just listened to Like Christ, added it to my playlist, put it in my official library. So check that out. And then I started on this second song here, Pray for My Enemies. And that started out pretty well too. So check it out, Bryson Gray. She gave me another person to listen to, but I haven't gotten to it yet. So, hey, Boston. The Celtics just won. I know you're happy. I know the Celtics are in Boston, so that's your whole deal. Bulls are better. Oops, that slipped out. Sorry, that slipped out. My apologies. Who am I, by the way? I am 3+Kei. I'm just an honest Christian here to encourage you to pursue the smile by prioritizing the Lord, your physical health, and persistent education. And this space right here is called the Secret Heart Club. Welcome to the Secret Heart Club. Everyone does their part to bring love, be loved. Hey, we love Jesus at the Secret Heart Club. Bow. And Boston says, how are you doing today? Let me tell you how good God is, because my big back self, we know over this way in these parts, there's some big backery, tomfoolery forever occurring. And today was no exception. Hey, Jackson May. And so today I went ahead, it's Froyo Friday. I didn't just go get me a little ice cream sandwich, a little 200 calorie number. I went ahead and pulled up on Mickey D's and got the hot fudge joint. Okay. The hot fudge was extra hot fudging today. Took it to the dome. And then went and had me a pop. The big bakery was real today. I did go up on a mountain, which I wasn't planning on doing. I say all that to say the reason why God is good is because I track my calories. So we're not big backing too hard in life. And I'm going to even out today, despite the ice creams and the sodas and the whole thing. The Lord is good. The Lord provided this mountain for me to walk on today. And that is exactly what I went ahead and did. So what's going on in the news today? We don't talk about in the news good things. This actually came via a Christian news site that I subscribe to called The Pour Over, because the news can be a little sketchy, a little anxiety producing, and I'm not here for it. The Pour Over, and I'm not sponsored by them, but the Pour Over sends you an update on world news every like 2 or 3 days. They tell you only the facts, so it's not skewed. And then they give you a biblical perspective. But anyway, I was surprised to see that inflation's down. This month, inflation is down 2.4%, which is just a little bit. So people probably aren't feeling it like they would like to be feeling it. But Inflation's down 2.4%. Gas prices this month are down 6.3%. I wouldn't know. I have a car, but I try not to drive that thing. I'm not a fan of driving. I'll go through a tank of gas about once every month and a half. On a busy month, I'll go through a tank in a month. Hey, Allison, I started this talking about you. I was just saying gas inflation is down 2.4%, Allison, and gas prices are down 6.3%. Now, we do not know what's going to happen next week. So I highly recommend while gas prices are down, y'all go ahead and at least fill up halfway. Eggs. I know y'all be tripping over the eggs. I told you, go to Costco and get the egg whites. Stop paying all this. Stop crying about the eggs. Eggs are up this month. 5.9%. If you are still buying eggs at this point, I mean, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Not only that, this entire year, eggs are up 60.4%. Yesterday's eggs are not today's eggs. Again, Costco's egg whites through this whole thing only went up $1. And they're healthier for you. Go get some. Allison says, yes, we need some deflation. So I don't know if there's going to be, if this is going to trend or what, but this is what the situation is with inflation as of today. Again, go ahead and get your gas is what I would say. Allison says, eggs got issues. LOL. Did you give the songs a listen? Yeah, that's what so for those of you who are listening, Allison here gave me we were talking about Christian rap yesterday, and I was saying how I have a tenuous relationship with Christian rap because a lot of the times it is whack, it is not good, and Allison recommended a guy, and I'll be honest, I didn't say it, I was being polite. I was like, yeah, I'll check him out because people are forever being like, Lakeitha, you got to check out this Christian rapper. They're different. And 90% of the time, pure trash. And then I have to go back to the person and be like, don't give me any more recommendations. But anyway, Allison recommended this guy, Bryson Gray, and he's a vibe. Simply put, he's a vibe. He's a bop. It's got a West Coast sound to it. Not only West Coast, if you're familiar with your rap music, it's definitely like a Bay Area type vibe. So think if you like secular music like YG, E40, that type of sound. Very good. I really appreciate it. I added it to not only my Christian hip hop list, but also my regular hip hop list that I honestly listen to Monday through Saturday. I listen to the Christian hip hop list on Sundays. Don't judge me. It's where we are. We need to get better Christian hip hop so I can listen to it all the time and not get sick of the ones that are really good. But that's how I feel about that. Oh, one more thing with inflation, shelter prices. That means rent. Those of you who are renting, there has been an increase this month of 0.2%. So rent is still going up. Rent has been trending up. This is the slightest increase since November 2021. So like in 3.5 years, there hasn't been this little of an increase. And like I would always say, if you don't want to be renting and you want to buy a house, it really is possible. You just got to think outside of the box. Don't let anybody tell you can't do something. But that's what's going on with inflation right now. Boston says, should I start a Celtics podcast or reaction to games? You should do reaction to games. Reaction videos are going bonkers. Allison says, glad you liked it. Hopefully you will look into more of his stuff. I will be doing that. I have it pulled up on my computer so that I can put it on. It's on my computer right here, but I need to put it onto my phone, which is its own separate process. But that's why it's up on my computer. So why are we here today? For free money and free resources. The context is I'm not only a social worker, but I am in the middle class and have an interest in educating and supporting other people who are specifically in the middle class, because we don't get a lot of resources catered to us. Most resources are for the lower class, and we're not eligible for many things: Medicaid, food stamps, all this sort of stuff. So I wanted to tell you, and before I tell you about it, I put the links in the description. They're from my own referrals. And so you would help me out if you use those particular referrals. But if you don't, that's okay. I really need you to know this is not a sponsored video at all. These are apps that I personally use to save money and have been using for at least 4 years. And I say that to lend credibility to it, that like I haven't had my information stolen or anything like that, but I use them. So the first one is Evidation. You can use Evidation one of two ways. If you have a Fitbit, you can just attach it, sync it to your Fitbit, and then I don't do anything else. I check my Evidation every 6 months and cash out the money. It's as simple as that. And there's a bunch of gift cards. I always sync it to my Amazon account for like a $10 Amazon thing. But basically it tracks your steps. So if you don't have a Fitbit, you would download the Evidation app and then put it in your pocket, and it tracks your steps. And the more steps you have, the more points you get, and the more points you get, the more money you ultimately end up getting. Ruby Romo said, I feel bad you have only 4 people here and 4 likes. Why would you feel bad? Now there's 2 people and 5 likes. Don't feel bad about it, because that's somebody that's watching. That's okay. That's fine. Boston says, I'll do it at my desk where my subscriber wall is, so your channel name is on there. Yes. Yeah, reaction videos. I would, if I clued in at the time, I would see what that's about. I don't know if I've seen a reaction video to a basketball game yet. So the second one is Fetch. And Fetch I used when I had more time, but basically you take your receipt, you scan it, and you get points just for scanning the receipt. Here's a cheat code, and this is more for people without a job or kids under 18 that don't have a way to generate income. So now we have in our grocery stores self-checkout lines, and at the end of every self-checkout line, there's a garbage can meant to collect receipts. If you just go up to them and ask if you can have that garbage can full of receipts, they'll give it to you because they don't care one way or another. And then you scan those receipts into your Fetch and you can get money that way. So that's a third way, or excuse me, that's a second way to get free money. And then the third way is Upside. For those of us who drive, if you don't know about, if you're not doing Upside, and again, in my description is my referral. So here's how Upside works. You basically, you download the app and then you choose which gas station. You say, okay, I'm ready to get gas. and it gives you a bunch of gas stations in the area, and how much off per gallon each gas station would be. So you could get anywhere from like 3 cents off to 25 cents off per gallon, depending on the gas station and the day. So you use that for yourself, and then you give your referral code to somebody else, and then you get 1 to 3 cents off of their gas as well. And it there, if your referral gives their referral to somebody else, you also get 1 cent off of the referral's referral, and it keeps going. So I generate money on my upside through referrals and my referrals as well. It can't get any easier than that. And then you cash that out for a gift card as well. Allison says, I used to do Uber and used Upside a lot. Yeah. I recently told somebody about Upside, and they said they just wouldn't download the app. And like, I get it, but in this economy, unless you've got it like that, I would say this: if you ever in your life right now utter the words like, oh, I'm broke, or you complain about being broke, this is what I'm telling you is like, here are some free resources that'll help you save money. You can't complain about being broke and not do anything about it. I mean, you can, right? But then nothing changes. So what was the point of saying it in the first place? So that leads me to another one. Oh, Boston says, I got to go tonight, but have a great night, and I'll be on the stream tomorrow. Bye, Boston. So I'm wearing my shirt, and it wasn't on purpose. I actually just work out in this shirt. There is donating plasma. And the biggest thing I hear about plasma from people is that they don't like needles. And I mean, what my response to that is, well, you're not broke then. Like, you're okay. And that's a good thing. But sometimes you want the extra $500 to $800 per month. Rent is due. The baby needs to get fed. You have a dog that has vet bills. My kid just sent me a GoFundMe link to share with everybody about her best friend's dog who just got hit by a car. Frankly, I don't know that dog. I don't care about that dog. I think it's too bad the dog got hit, but I just wouldn't spend time or energy on like helping the dog that I don't know at all, right? But there are things that the best friend could do in this moment to gather money for what would be the vet bills coming up, right? We don't want to be a victim of our circumstances, is what I'm saying. And we also want to be prepared for uncertainty, as we're even seeing right now in our economy. So plasma, it's $500 to $800 a month. Yes, you have a needle in your arm. The prick of it is less than a second. Like it's just a piece of pain. But to each their own, I suppose. I probably just don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear like broke complaints. And then the last part is the food bank. And that's another place that's up for contention as well. Allison says, I literally pass out from blood work, but that's a good amount of money. It is. I'll be honest, when I donate plasma, or when I've donated plasma, I turn my head. I'm a whole child about it. However, $500 a month is enough to max out your Roth IRA every year. And so paying into the retirement by doing literally nothing is kind of a good deal. That's a really good question. Allison says, do you have to claim it on taxes? You do not have to pay that money. You don't have to claim it on taxes, which is another benefit. It's free money. And shout out to my moms out there. It's 2 hours where you're just completely left alone. No one's expecting you to do anything. No one's expecting childcare from you or bothering you. Your whole job is to just lay there, get the plasma done, maybe eat a cookie or some Gatorade afterward, collect your money, and be on your way, you know? And so the fifth resource is the food bank. And the number one issue why people don't go to the food bank is pride. It's pride because you're not, quote unquote, one of those people. It's not that rough in your household. And it's like, okay, we do know that the average citizen this was before inflation. The average citizen was paying between $400 and $600 a month for food. I don't know what it is now. It's definitely more than $400 to $600 per person on food now, especially if eggs went up 60% this year alone. I would just encourage people to at least check out their food bank and see what they get. Sometimes not all food banks are created equal. Some are kind of like raggedy operations. So you're not going to come out of it with enough that it was worth spending the time and the energy to get there. Some food banks, we have one here. It's a food bank and community center, and you get a ton of food. My friend is texting me right now. I'm telling her, you guys know I'm starting the professional friend service. And I was telling her, I'm definitely not a life coach. The difference between me and a life coach has a framework for you that will help you unlock your potential of the woobity whoop. And me, Lakeitha, 3+Kei, I'm coming from a space of everybody literally does whatever they want to be doing. We all do what we want. And then we have excuses when what we want to be doing doesn't align with like what we should be doing. That's when we come up with a lot of excuses. But let's say you want to lose weight, right? If you want to lose weight, then that's what you will be doing. It's as simple as that. Outliers aside, because everybody loves an outlier. Oh, but what about a thyroid condition? The average person doesn't have a thyroid condition. The average American is fat, and whatever with that, like be fat. But if you want to lose weight, that's what you'll be doing. And so I want to come along the journey with you in losing the weight if that's what you want to be doing. If you don't want to be losing weight, and you want to learn how to play the guitar, I can learn how to play the guitar with you too, among other things. I can help you navigate social services, kind of like how we're going through services right now. I can do Bible study with you. I can be a companion and accountability partner, a workout buddy, this kind of thing. Oh, you know what I didn't talk about? I think I told you guys I'm going to hard launch 3+Kei Professional Friend on the 21st. And in the inception of it, I really thought about the friendships that I have and how helpful it is to have a community surrounding you to help you get to where you need to go in life. And I want to do my part in being a good community member, is essentially what the professional friend thing is about. So I was thinking, like, my friends will get free services, my neighbors will get free services, and then when it's time, those who are in the Secret Heart Club, maybe we'll have days or so where people can bring their social worky type issues to this space, and I can answer questions and help resolve those issues as well, because it could be a little tricky, you know. Allison says grocery inflation is nauseating. Yeah, I think I'll tell you what I do personally. I go to the food bank, and I've been going to the food bank. And let me tell you one thing. I was talking to my friend, and she was saying, and we've all kind of been there, those of us who are like in the middle class, kind of like a guilt, like, oh, I shouldn't be here because the poor people, they need the food bank. And it's like, first of all, if you're spending, I eat a Whole Foods diet. So that's produce, that's fresh produce every 3 days. So I'm more toward the like $600 plus a month in food, in addition to health insurance and housing. My housing is like so expensive. And then my car, and you know what I mean, and all this stuff. And so anyway, I was thinking about it, and it's like poor people get what's called SNAP or food stamps. So they get their food subsidized. They already get free food. So why should the middle class, why shouldn't the middle class get free food too? Do you know what I mean? Like, why would poor people get free food and free food on top of it? If they can do that, then why does the middle class person have to be spending almost $1,000 on groceries and going broke doing it? For what purpose? To say you're buying your groceries? And so anyway, I have a friend that makes $70K a year that goes to the same food bank I go to. She does have a kid and childcare. She pays what is it, $1,800 a month in childcare. She pays more than her mortgage per month in childcare. And so that's kind of the reality. Middle classes, I say this all the time, guys, and take heed. Take heed today. By 2050, there will be no middle class. With this information you have today, that's 25 years from now, you will be on one side or the other. You have this information today. You can act today. And little steps such as going to the food bank and saving yourself $1,000 or almost $1,000 a month in food, and then you put that money toward XYZ, and that's a discussion for another time. But in 2050, if you're on this side, you can't, and you hear this, it's kind of like when you hear the gospel, you give somebody the gospel, you're now responsible for that information. You now have that information. And it's not like a judgment or anything. Like, this is what's happening in our country. You're either going to get rich or you're about to be very, very poor in the next 25 years. So you've got to do these little things now. Squirrel away as much money as you can. Figure out your investments. You know, I think sometimes about renting out some space here. I think about it sometimes. I don't really want to, do you know? But in a pinch, Allison says, if someone from your new business wants to be a genuine friend, are you expecting to make real friends as well? That's a really good question. And that is something that I think about daily, because the issue is, here's what happens in my real life. I'm kind of an excitable person, and sometimes people want to be friends with me without an intention to be my friend. Like, they want me to be, do you understand what I'm saying? They want me to be their friend, but they're not concerned at all about supporting my emotional needs. They just like around the excitement. I think that happens than not. And then I end up having to distance myself, because it's like, we actually aren't getting anywhere in this friendship. And so what does it look like when I'm a professional friend to somebody? I think it would be a case by case basis, but in general, I am your friend to get you to another point, right? I'm your workout buddy. I'm your accountability partner. I'm your companion in this space. Now, if we vibe, we vibe. It's like dating a coworker. You were meant to work together, but and even if you're like, I don't date coworkers, this particular man, you did want to date, right? And so I would say I have been around people enough that it's not that common that I look at somebody and like, I feel a connection. I feel a mutual connection here. And the other thing is, like, I have this persona as 3+Kei. But Lakeitha is, I mean, not that I'm who I am, who you see me being. But the other thing is, I do deal with depression. And so that's an aspect of being my friend that you may not like. Do you know what I mean? Like, you may not see that or want that. And I just kind of recognize that too. Allison says, so many just want friends only to listen to them, and they're me monsters. It's hard to find good friends for sure. That's that's true. And I will say, as a social worker, it is my job to connect and connect quickly. I need you to tell me personal information very, very quickly. And I'm very good at connecting with somebody almost immediately. My goal is always to connect with you within 3 minutes, which is fast if you think about it. If you think about your deep, dark secrets, how long it would take for you to tell somebody, my goal with you is 3 minutes before we're digging into it. But yeah, it has occurred to me. I think also for this reason, I will be serving women only. There's a component to serving teenagers, so I would serve teenage boys, but the demographic that I'm serving will not be men at all, for the reasons you kind of mentioned and I mentioned as well. I think it just kind of blurs the lines. And I don't want, I always tell my kids, if you can anticipate a problem, do not proceed. You don't need to like find out if something is a good idea or a bad idea. You could just, do that. But the whole thing though, Allison, truly, and I don't know if you like see my heart through the screen, but we have a broken community. We have a broken society and I have a particular skill set where I can come alongside somebody effectively in a very friendly, comfortable way, not comforting, but a comfortable way. And I can, the whole concept is to be a professional friend, right? So we understand that I'm leaving at some point, but during this time, you can tell me anything outside of mandated reporting. Like I know more than I should about humans, you know. And then on top of that, if you need help doing something, I am adept professionally at connecting you with the resources to get you to where you want to be. And not only that, I've been in this community for 20 years. So at least in this town, I can connect you with the best of the best online. It is no issue at all for me to figure out the resources for you in your community so that you can go live your best life. My goal, and I don't know how foolish it is or if I'm going to have to scale it back, but my goal is to give you in one session exactly what you came for. I need help applying for Medicaid. Great, let's do that in this session. And then it's essentially putting me out of business, but hey, maybe you'll write a review or tell somebody how 3+Kei helped you do this, you know? Allison says, I pray you take care of yourself too, Kei. I imagine it can be exhausting listening to others' heavy problems nonstop. To be honest, most of the time I find it very rewarding because my 9 to 5, I work with guardians to find resources for their youth that have SED, severe emotional disturbances, mental health and behavioral issues. That's what I do for my 9 to 5. And so I scour the country for resources on like a daily basis to find the best match because every kid is different. And even in doing that, I now have connections throughout the state of Montana where I can just pick up the phone and say, do you have any availability? Do you have any vacancies? Yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? But I look forward to this journey. My heart is truly in the right place. I believe everybody deserves a friend. I'm essentially doing what I do in my 9 to 5. I'm just taking it outside of the 9 to 5. And right now I work for an organization. Now 3+Kei, I'm going to work for myself, you know, and then in addition to providing resources, I'll also go on a hike with you. I'll also take a cooking class with you. You know what I mean? So that's it's like a hybrid service. But I hope it goes well. I will let you guys know I can tell you now, on the 21st, I will open my Calendly. And so I will have available 10 free sessions. 10 or 20 free sessions. And I'm going to tell the Secret Heart Club first. And open the free sessions up to the people who come here. And then I'll open it up to my neighbors, and then I'll open it up to the community. Allison says, don't want to interrupt, but a couple song suggestions before you go. I Need Jesus. Ooh, let's pull it up. I Need Jesus. ASAP preach. And let's do another one. I always say it out loud. If you wonder why I read the comments out loud, it's because this live stream is also a podcast. So I want to make sure that whatever you're saying in the comments is also translated to the podcast as well. Check out the podcast, guys. It's the Secret Heart Club. It's the Secret Heart podcast. One of them ones. Oh, Gifted Hands. I already have it in. I like everything he does. If you guys don't know who Gifted Hands is, he's a guy with no hands. That man has zero. He has maybe like a couple fingers, maybe, on his hands, if any. And so he is talented, because you would imagine someone with no hands rapping is very gimmicky, which is what you would think if you just looked at him. Here comes the gimmick. Here comes the guy. And no, he snaps every single time. He goes all the way off. Gifted Hands is like, I forgot about him. Him and Bizzle just came out with a song. You know, sometimes, remember when we were teenagers and your favorite like artist came out with a song and you would like run to go get the CD or run and, press record. Remember when we used to do, I don't know how old you are, Allison, but we used to record. We used to press record on the radio to get the songs, and you had to press record at the right moment because the DJ would be talking during the intro of the song. And so you had to time it just right after the DJ stopped talking and the song started playing. It used to be like that. Anyway, how we used to run to the song, that's how I feel about Gifted Hands. And KB. Anyway, it is time to go. That's what I got for free resources and free money. And it sells stuff. We didn't even get into flipping. That's how, baby, that is how I made some cash in the not too distant future, was flipping stuff. But we can go over that another day. Allison says 29, ha ha. Not quite recording the radio, but sees. Yes, I know. I just dated myself. All right, dear Lord, thank you for this time together. Thank you for Allison and bringing us the gift of music and conversation. Thank you for Ben popping in and Boston as well. Whoever that guy was that Ben had to ban, I pray that you grip that man's heart, dear Lord, and just show him grace, whatever he's going through. We know that happy people do happy things and miserable people do miserable things, Lord, but we just ask that you bestow your grace on him and restore his heart toward you. As usual, Lord, could you please descend some nice peace and rest on us for the rest of the evening so that we can get some nice sleep and wake up in the morning so that we can serve your people and love your people very well. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, 8:05 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Talk to you later.